Hello guys, Not Blue here, and today I want you to make a character with me. I have already written the backstory here, but I want to take you through the process I go through, and then ask you guys for some input at the end of the video. So to kick us off, the character's name is going to be Klaws. It is spelled Klaws. I understand that sounds like it should be pronounced Claus, but Klaus is a goblin that doesn't spell so good. So, I normally go a little bit too in depth with this kind of stuff, and I will start by Googling the average age of a goblin. Now, what I meant by average age of a goblin when I was typing it into Google was the age range of a goblin. So, the goblins reach adulthood at age 8 and live up to 60 years, is what I was looking for. So, we're going to use that to make the character. I also go and look at things like the weight range and the height range for these kinds of things. So Klaus is going to be 3 feet tall and he is going to be 40 pounds. So he's a little guy. Initially, I had wanted him to have yellow skin and orange eyes, but I think we're going to go with the classic green skin here. So backstory time. Normally my DM says that I make very tragic backstories. And I hate to say it, this is not going to be any different. It's a little bit sad. I'm sorry about this, guys, but we're just going to hop right into it. Klaus grew up in a small goblin camp with a wise but weak elder. They lived in a large burrow underground, away from all the other goblin tribes. The entrances were filled with traps to deter attackers. To survive as a smaller tribe, the goblins used stealth to get berries from the surrounding forest and hunted small creatures like rabbits. Like most goblins, Klaus grew up close to his relatives as they all slept in a large common area. Despite how close he was to his family, he was still expected to be able to fend for himself as he got older. He was often seen as weaker than the other goblins and was smaller than most of his siblings. When he was 13 years old, a group of adventurers got past their defenses and entered the burrow. The goblins had not done anything wrong, but the adventurers saw a group of creatures that are often considered evil and assumed they were a threat. They attacked the tribe and made quick work of them. In the chaos of battle, an adventurer shot a fireball that ignited nearby fuel. This killed many goblins and badly injured some of the adventuring party. Klaus became engulfed in fire and dropped to the ground. The adventurers saw his burnt body and assumed he was dead. He lay there in shock for days, but somehow he survived. For the next 2 years, Klaus traveled the forest and the nearby towns, never stopping in one place for too long. He hid from others at night and covered his face with an old rag during the day. One day, he was caught stealing food from a dumpster by an old gnome artificer named Morven. Morven offered to feed him and give him a place to sleep. Klaus was hesitant, but accepted. They became pretty close over the next few days, and Morven even made Klaus a metal mask to cover his burnt face. One day, Morven asked Klaus if he would live with him indefinitely. He said he was getting older and could use an extra hand in the shop. Klaus said he would think about it, but was terrified of getting close to Morven the way he did with his tribe. The next morning, Klaus left the house and continued on with his wandering. And that is where he is going to join the campaign as an adventurer. So, like I said, a little bit sad, but I kind of enjoy a tragic backstory. And eventually I'll write a very happy character. I've done it a couple of times, but people like the tragic ones more, so I stick with the tragic ones. What am I supposed to do, you know? You win and you lose, you know? So the next part of my process is I have a app on my phone that will make a 5e character. So I open that app, and I am going to pick my race, which is just a goblin. The class is a ranger, and the background, I think I'm going to go with Orchin here. I just like the Orchin. I've picked this background a couple of times. It's a really good background. Now, I wanted to explain the choice of class for a second. I think with Klaus's background, being that he learned how to forage and everything, he learned how to hunt small animals like rabbits. I think Ranger just kind of makes sense for him. And I mean, I didn't want him to be a rogue or anything like that. I prefer the Ranger as a class, and I've always wanted to play a Ranger as a player. I've only played a Ranger as an NPC. So the next thing that I do here is I use point buy. I don't like to roll very much. I like point buy. I think it makes a pretty balanced character. Dexterity is going to be really key here because he's a ranger. So like his arrows and stuff are going to rely on dex. Wisdom is pretty important here because that is a spell casting focus for the ranger. Constitution's pretty important just because, I don't want him to be too spongy. So we're going to give him a little bit of con here. He gets a +1 to con, +2 to dex. So we have to play with that a little bit. I think the biggest problem here is going to be getting the remaining points down to 0 without having a lot of weird numbers on here. He doesn't need intelligence because Klaus doesn't even know how to spell his own name, to be completely honest. Strength is not super important as a goblin, but it might not be a bad idea. I'm just trying to get these two evens. I guess if I put dex at an odd and wisdom at an odd, then it would give me the opportunity to get to even numbers the next time I get an ability score increase. But it would be nice to just get this squared away now, For some reason, this part of the process normally takes me a little bit longer than I would like it to, if I'm being completely honest. So I've still got 2 points here. Where am I going to put these? So wisdom and dex would be odd numbers right now, which is fine. Just dump them into strength, just to get myself to 0. I'm going to pick probably survival, perception, and insight here. I know I said that in the wrong order, but that's okay. Insight and perception are incredibly useful skills to have for any character. Marking is the only right option there because it's just Hunter's Mark. I want 2 extra languages in expertise. Expertise will be stealth. I'm keeping my scare mail and short sword and longbow, Dungeoneer's pack. And then we gotta name him, so Klaus. Now, these are my skills right now, but we've got to level up because we are starting at level 3 this campaign. Archery for a +2 to attack with ranged weapon is probably the best way to go here. That +2 with ranged is really good for a ranger. So we're going to level up again, stay with the ranger, get the bonus spells, I think, because we can speak with animals, beast sense, and I think a plants thing later on. So speak with animals at level 3, really useful. There's a lot of different options here. I don't know why I'm tabbing through all of these. I probably am just going to pick Gloomstalker because I've always wanted to play Gloomstalker. I'll find a way for it to fit, but I just think it's such an interesting class. So I really want to play Gloomstalker. I have 28 hit points. The +5 initiative will be very useful here. A 16 AC is not too bad. 17 dexterity with a +5 save is really good. Wisdom and con are both in really good places right now too. We can look at our finer skills here. A +5 sleight of hand is amazing. +7 stealth is really good. +4 insight, perception, and survival are really good. Everything is -1 for intelligence and 0s for strength and charisma. Longbow is going to be solid here with a +7. I get 3 force level spells, which I will figure out at a later date because I really don't want to spend the time on that right now. I get 60 feet of dog vision, which is really good. As a bonus action, I can hide or disengage, which is really good. You can deal your level extra damage with a spell or attack to a creature larger than you. That's great. Once a day. Most people are larger than me. Your party can travel through a city twice as fast when not in combat. Doesn't come into play very often, but not bad. Hunter's Mark, just the 1d4 extra damage once a turn. I get 2 extra languages and an expertise and a skill. I'll get to the languages in a moment. Fighting style is archery for a +2 to attack with ranged weapons. Bonus spells. Speak with animals will be great. Beast sense and speak with plants will be really good. Gloomstalker. Add your wisdom modifier to initiative. That's great. Make an additional attack which deals 1d8 extra damage, and your speed is 10 feet greater on your first turn per initiative. So that's really good. I can move 40 feet on my first turn. You're invisible to dog vision, and you have 60 feet of dog vision, or 30 additional feet of it. So that's really good too. 30 additional feet is great. That means I can see up to 90 feet with my dog vision. My armor proficiencies are light armor, medium armor, and shields. I get proficiency with simple weapons and martial weapons, disguise kits, and thieves' tools. I know common and goblin right now, so I need to come up with 2 more languages here, just to round it out with that ability I got earlier. I think backstory-wise, what might make the most sense here would maybe be Gnomish because of the time I spent with Morven. So I think Gnomish is a good pool here. And then I might just play it safe here and do Elvish, because Elvish is always pretty useful. I'm sure somebody else in the party is going to know Elvish though, so I don't know if I'll keep that. We'll find out. Equipment, I have scale mail, short sword, longbow, dungeoneer's pack, 20 arrows, small knife, map of your home city, a pet mouse, which I love that. That's a thing that you get for the auction. A token of your parents, a set of common clothes, and a belt pouch. So, what I'm going to need help with here, guys, is the token of your parents. I have not thought that through. I'm not sure what I want my token to be. So, if you guys can think of any token that a goblin would have gotten from their parents, please leave a comment because I am super interested in that. I would love to know what that could be. So, if you guys come up with something, I would love to hear it. And then the next thing that I love to do, and maybe my favorite thing about creating a character, is I go onto Hero Forge and I make the character on Hero Forge. So we are going to type in Goblin here, and I'm going to pick the Goblinoid. I just like the face a little bit better than the Feral Goblin and the Fairy Tale Goblin. They still look really cool, but I love how squished his face is here. Now, we are going to look at him, but I don't know if I'm going to change it because it kind of makes sense for him to be bald, you know? I think it makes a lot of sense for him to be bald. Now, I don't think I need anything else in here right now. I don't really need anything there. Clothes, this is going to be interesting. He should probably get just a normal outfit. And what I mean by that is like a commoner outfit. But there's so many cool outfits on this website. I do have the like premium version of Hero Forge also. So I get to see things a little bit earlier. That is such a cool outfit, but I don't know if it makes sense for a goblin that's been living on the streets. It's a little bit too fancy. He doesn't really need armor or anything. I don't want his clothes to be too nice, so it doesn't make sense to put him in a suit or anything like that. I considered like a rogue outfit, like a thief's outfit, but I mean, with him being a ranger, I kind of don't want him to be dressed like a rogue, if that makes any sense. I think scavenger's clothes might make the most sense here. Because he's been living in the forest and on the street, he probably doesn't have very nice clothes right now. So this might be what we go with. Because I don't know what else we're going to put on this guy. I don't know. We might change it up a little bit though and not use the default outfit. We'll have to see what the options are. Yeah. But I mean, it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. Let's see if there's a different sort though. We'll go to see if there's anything good that's torn. I think torn is a good keyword to put in here. I don't know though. I don't love these options. Tattered jacket's not bad. Tattered blouse might look okay. He looks skeletal. Like, it's not bad, but he looks so rough in that. Ooh, they have the infaithable base from D20? Dimension 20? That's insane. I didn't hear about that. I didn't know they had any Dimension 20 stuff on here. So he needs a bow. Now, I know that he has a longbow, but I don't know if I want to give him a longbow for his mini. I mean, that looks pretty sick. I don't know if I want to give him a longbow. I want it to be pretty standard. I don't want it to be too fancy. But I also don't want it to be too tall. He's a little guy, you know? He's just a little guy. Those are all arrows. I don't need arrows. But I mean, I think that's a pretty solid one. I think it makes sense. He doesn't need a bow or anything on his side. I could give him a quiver, but I don't know. I haven't looked at the quivers really. I think these are relatively recent. It's either that or I just have never put a quiver on a character. So let's look through these real quick. Modern crossbow quiver. That looks interesting. Elven quiver. I like the one that's on right now. I do. The knight's quiver doesn't look too bad though either, so I'm not sure what I'm going to pick. We'll see in a second. I don't know. I don't like it on its side very much. Why is it not popping up here? Okay. It is because I need back items, not back. Okay, that makes sense. See, that doesn't look bad. That looks pretty solid. I should have given him like a cloak or something, but I'm not going to go back to it now. But a cloak would kind of make sense with his backstory a little bit, you know? Maybe in the future, I'll add a cloak. I don't know. I really like that quiver on his back. We don't need to pose him right now. I think the pose is fine for now. He does need a mask. Ooh, look at the hats. A hood. A luchador mask? That's terrifying, honestly. Jaguar? I don't like how blocky that is. It's stretched to his face, you know? That's the one bad thing about this face, is it stretches to your face. That one looks weird. I don't like that either. That's okay, but I don't like it. Owl head. Wow. Is that up there? Was that like from um Skyrim? I think they have the Skyrim helmet on here, like the Dragonborn helmet. So many cool hats. There's a pumpkin. Why am I not looking at the masks already? That looks weird. Why does that look weird? We need to get rid of that. I don't like that either. Could be better. That's not bad. We might go with this though, because it is supposed to be metal. And I think that might be the best metal mask on here. I do like the jester one, that one, but not enough. I think we go with this one. That second mask looks like it's from The Mask with Jim Carrey. I like that you can get like the piece of wheat sticking out of your mouth now. That's pretty sick. Or like the hay. I don't know. I do really like this metal mask right now that I have on. But there's some options. I feel like if I go with the half mask, you have to you have to bond his face somehow. This makes it a little bit easier on me. Let's get some color though. Now, this is what I'm saying. I consider this like yellow skin. I don't think it looks bad, but I do think the green just looks better with this design right now. So we're going to go with, I think, the green. Yeah, we're going to go with the green. I don't like that one. Okay, green looks really good. I think green looks great. And then let's do a theme. Sometimes I spend a lot of time on the coloring. We're not going to do that because this is a YouTube video. But if you guys are interested in seeing how to like individually color things, leave a comment and maybe I can do a separate video about that. I just don't want to spend the time on doing like individual coloring for this particular mini, which I'm not going to use in my game because I already have a mini for this guy that I made a while ago. But for some reason, it is not saved on my Hero Forge account, which is a bit tough. Oh, maybe he needs shoes. This dude is just barefoot right now. So let's see if we need to give this guy some shoes. It might not be a bad idea to just give him a simple pair of shoes that would make sense to be running around in for a long period of time. This might work. I don't know. It sounds weird. You sew the inside and flip it outside. That's pretty simple. I don't know. I kind of want like a cloth shoe, you know? Just a normal cloth shoe. Where are they at? Maybe like a sandal? A sandal might work. Loafers are so cool. Just overall, not the unicorn slippers would be hilarious, but it doesn't make sense. See, the foot wraps, I don't like that. See, that's not bad. I don't hate the sandals. That's blocky. I don't hate the sandals. I'll be honest, I really don't hate the sandals. Those are okay. I don't know, I kind of like the last pair a little bit more. We might switch back. We'll see. There might be a better option down here. That's a lot of boots. We don't want boots. I could have done just the manacles around his feet, but that doesn't make sense backstory-wise, because he wasn't, like, arrested recently. He's just kind of running around. Yeah, I like those better. I think the straps just look better on these shoes. So, that is Klaus right now. I like it. I like the blue vest. The orange pants are kind of weird. I like the blue vest. I would probably recolor the pants. If I wanted to spend more time on this, I would probably recolor the pants. The mask is pretty solid. I do like the mask a lot. That's just a really cool looking mask. Now, I think I want to add some more gear to this guy. He's a little bland right now, so I'm going to look at knives. But I want it to be like a side knife, like a little dagger, because it says he has a little dagger. I do really like this knife, Yakut. I don't know how you would pronounce it. That looks really good in the sheath too. That's just a nice looking knife, you know? I feel like I like the Yakut because I play a lot of small characters and it doesn't look massive on their side. There are some daggers on Hero Forge that for the small characters look really big. So I am going to move this in a little bit, which I do normally do this if it's a dagger on the side because it just sticks out so much. Now, if I were to be buying this, I would probably pick the color standee. It lets you pick the pose. You can flip to the other side to see how it would look on the other side. And the color standee is only $13 right now. Not counting like shipping and handling. Like that's just an amazing price for a color standee. For a mini, it's just an amazing price. And I think the quality of the color on the standee is incredible. The only problem I have with Hero Forge's standees is sometimes they, how do I say this? The base doesn't click in all the way, and the base just falls off when you put the character on there. But I love the standee. It's such a good mini option, especially for the price. I love my minis to be colored. I don't have a steady enough hand to paint, so the standee is just a really good option for people like me. So that is Klaus. That is the new ranger that I will probably be playing soon. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I really liked making a character for YouTube. So if you did like the video, please leave a like. Please comment. I want to talk to you guys about Klaus. We need to figure out his family heirloom thing that he's going to be carrying around. And we need to figure out if he should be wearing a cloak because I did not put a cloak on him in this video. But I think a cloak might look really good here. So please leave a comment. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this. I really do like making characters, so I might do some more character videos if you guys are interested in something like that in the future. And I do want to do more videos, like an earlier video I did, where I talk about characters I've played in the past, because I think that's really fun to go over sometimes. I love a lot of my characters that I've played, and it's just really fun to talk about with other people. I brag about my characters so much in my day to day. So, I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and I hope you guys are having an amazing day. And until next time, peace.